Hello, everyone. Welcome to Stakehouse Community Call number 11. For those who it's your first time, I guess just a little recap of what we do here. We are the Stakehouse community, which is an extension of the eStaker community. And we are focused on building tools to lower the technical bar to staking, as well as work on projects that generally benefit the health of the beacon chain. And we meet here every other week to sort of strategize and talk about different things that we're working on, check in on some multi-client GUIs that people are working on, share some ideas, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I am going to start off with a couple things to get started. First, I just want to introduce a few folks that help make this happen. Buddha is here; he's our Discord master. Rémy is running the stream on YouTube and helps out with a lot of the organization and tool building. Mike Shaw, why not, is amazing. He helps take a bunch of notes and sort of keeps us all on track. And there are many others here. So yeah, it's just great to have everybody involved. Before we jump into checking in on the multi-client GUI projects, I just want to mention a couple quick things. 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that I saw a tweet from ETH Denver about upcoming information possibly on the conference in February. And so the announcement actually was this pretty cool NFT project that they created called Bufficorn Brigade. And it launched last week. And it seems that I've been seeing some rumblings that those people who get one of the Bufficorn NFTs might either get a Spork airdrop, and I think that somehow may be tied to something related to the ETH Denver conference. I'm not really sure. I got a Bufficorn because I'm very excited about the ETH Denver conference. But yeah, I just wanted to follow up on that. If you guys are interested, I think they're still minting available. I'm not recommending just aping into random NFT projects, but this one seems like a particularly interesting one, and it's cool to see how they're using these NFTs, which appears it's going to be related to the ETH Denver conference, which I'm very excited about. And we Stakehouse will be there as well as the rest of the eStaker crew. So very excited about that. So that's one announcement. The second thing that I wanted to announce that I'm very excited about because it was a very long awaited launch is Rocketpool, the decentralized staking pool. The first actual decentralized staking pool launched this week. And so far it seems that things are going very smoothly. So a big kudos to that team. I've been wanting them to actually come present here and sort of talk about how the efforts that they're building and their work in building a decentralized staking pool, how that benefits the beacon chain. And so they will be joining us at some future time, but they've been, of course, heads down working towards this launch. So a big congratulations to Rocketpool as well for their launch so far. I'll shift gears into our normal topics. Yeah, go ahead, Rémy. Yeah, 1 second. Let me snag it real quick. Bufficorn Brigade. So this is for, I'm going to put in the Stakehouse channel on the Discord server. Sweet. Yeah, Bufficorn Brigade. That's what I talked about. The ETH Denver actually does have a Discord server. So if you have any questions about that, I'm sure you can find the Discord server through this link. If not, just search for ETH Denver or just post in Stakehouse. I'm sure somebody will find it for you. So yeah, there you go. And again, yeah, please jump in with any questions that you guys have either on the YouTube chat or on the Stakehouse channel, and we will answer them. On to multi-client GUIs. Are we joined by, let's see, I don't think Ethereum is here. Anybody from DAppNode or Chain Guardian here today? Or if not, I can jump into Wagyu updates.
I think today none of the client GUI teams are here, but there is Diego from the Ethereum ARM team and James from Prysm.
Awesome. Cool. I'll jump to them in a second. Just on the multi-client GUI update stance, I want to give a couple updates for Wagyu. So one very exciting update that I alluded to last call, our Wagyu KeyGen tool has been going through very successful alpha testing, got some good feedback, implemented it. We secured an auditor and it's actually going through audit right now. The audit started on Monday and that's expected to take a couple of weeks. So we're hoping to actually have an official mainnet release available that's fully audited in early to mid-December. So stay tuned for that. We have put our newest release on our website, wagyu.gg, which links actually back to our GitHub. And we still have our alpha testing feedback form open. So please submit feedback here if you guys have any, or if you encounter any issues. We have the POAP.delivery in the queue to be approved at POAP. So the POAPs for people that have already submitted feedback will be ready to claim soon. We'll tweet out the link when that gets set up. So that's an update on the KeyGen tool. A quick update back on the installer, which we haven't talked about for Wagyu a little while. We, as you guys know, like a couple months ago, we sort of shifted focus from building the installer to building the KeyGen tool because we noticed that there was a need to make key generation accessible through a GUI, and that took a significant amount of effort. So we are not actually going to be accomplishing our goal of getting the installer done by December 1st because we decided to shift focus on KeyGen. But now that KeyGen is basically out the door and into audit, we're coming back to the installer tool, and we're going to be focusing on that going forward and hopefully launching that maybe sometime early next year, but we'll keep you guys posted. But unfortunately, the December 1st challenge that Superfizz issued, we are not going to make it. But there are some other good tools out there like Ethereum, AdaptNode, and Chain Guardian that you guys have heard about, which they can now benefit from the KeyGen tool as well. So it's fully accessible to non-technical folks. So that is just about it from the Wagyu side. Why don't I pass it over to James to talk about updates on the key management API?
All right. Thanks, Colfax. So I'll go ahead and post this link. We have a new home for the key manager APIs. Just a refresher for everyone, we're trying to basically get these common APIs across all of the validator clients so that we can support the community sort of building their own interfaces and things like that instead of having to only interact with the validator CLI commands. So building REST endpoints so that the other validators can enable like community development for web interfaces and things like that. Before the pull request started by DAppLion lived here on the Beacon APIs, but it was brought up in the implementers call, the core dev call on Thursdays, that we should probably migrate that. So Danny was able to help set us up with this new repo, Key Manager API. So you can go there and take a look. All the client teams are hard at work discussing and POCing these APIs. A lot of changes need to be made sort of in the underlying infrastructure of some of these clients in order to support this. But I think everyone has been really collaborative and really pushing to try to get some sort of proof of concept created. I would say most of the client teams have agreed on using some sort of bearer token based authentication, which will keep things pretty simple. So in the REST calls, you would attach this bearer token in order to authenticate. So Prysm is already doing that, and the Lighthouse team is going to also be doing that. Let's see. Other news. This is sort of like a two-fronted approach, and all of these repos are for sort of native support on the validator clients, but DAppLion has been pushing for the remote signer, specifically the Web3 signer, to also have the support of these 3 APIs to enable import, export, and sort of getting all your keys. And so there is an issue. I'll go ahead and copy this. Dablion was able to find some support, and Joachim Verges, sorry if I messed up your name, but has joined this effort in extending the Web3 remote signer to also have these capabilities. So we're sort of trying to solve this problem from 2 fronts, which is pretty great. So we'll get there. And I think that is it on the validator API standards side. I did want to add in an announcement for Prysm users. There is going to be a web update coming up very soon here. It is also related to sort of that token-based authentication. If you are a Prysm user, very soon here in the next Prysm update, we are getting rid of the web UI password. So you won't need a password anymore. Instead, in your CLI, it'll print out a special URL. You just need to copy that URL, and it will initialize the for you. If you are a DApp node or a Vado user, then you will essentially see no changes. You will click your button and you will just get logged in. In this pull request, it's going to be fixing a lot of the stale issues with Prysm Web. So we're really happy to really get Prysm Web restarted here. And I just wanted to make that announcement. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. All right, turning it back to Colfax.
Yeah, thanks, James. All that's awesome. Excited to hear, and I'm glad to see the progress to continue on the standardized key management API. So great work there.
Thanks.
Cool. So next, I actually want to pass things off. So we're joined by a new today called Ethereum on ARM, and our friend Diego is here to talk about what they're working on and share. So I'd like to pass it off to, or first of all, welcome him and pass it off to him to sort of share about what they're working
on. Thank you very much. First of all, thank you for inviting us. We appreciate it. My colleague Fernando cannot attend because he's not at home, so I'm sure he will join another occasion. I will introduce myself a little and the project, and if it is okay for you. I don't know how much time do I have. I don't want to run out or to be on the clock, because I want to show you at the end one of our validators running live. So maybe 20-25 minutes. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Go for it.
Okay. A little intro of myself. My name is Diego Lozada. I'm the co-founder of the Ethereum on ARM project. I'm located in Spain and been on IT since the early 20s, and focus on Linux environments. Regular stuff, not interesting. By the way, feel free if you want to interrupt me or you want to ask anything. Okay, let's talk about how the project was born. I ran into Ethereum back in 2016, and was watching videos educating myself, and I decided to try to run a node to help the network. So after a while, while I was trying to set up a node on Raspberry Pi precisely, I realized that it was very complicated for a regular user. You know, you have to set up a lot of things. You need the Linux skills. You need to be a little tech savvy. And the point of a blockchain is that it needs to be decentralized, and people must be to be able to run a node at home. So I said, hey, I can help. So the main goal of Ethereum on ARM project is to contribute to the network decentralization by providing these images that we will see more in detail later, that automatically turn a constrained resource device into a full Ethereum node. So another question is, why ARM? Why ARM nodes? And there are several reasons. My favorite one is that, you know, these devices, these boards, are focused on one task, running an Ethereum node. So it's very efficient. I mean, there are no X server or web browsing or anything. Just it is what it is. You don't need to do anything. Just run the node. So all the resources are focused on that. Because when I first started to set up a node, I didn't want to choose a laptop, because a laptop or a desktop, because you know you have a lot of tasks to do at home, or you need to travel, or you do a lot of things with a laptop that may interrupt what a node does, that is running the Ethereum software. Another one is, of course, it's affordable. I mean, it's cheap and it's low power. So yeah, it's very convenient. It's small, so you can put it in any corner of your house. It's easy. And it's great for, as I said, it's great for running 24/7. I mean, it's small, and you can put it just close to the router, and it's great. So this is why we choose this architecture and these boards in particular. Regarding our image, what we do, we provide an image. And what is this? In order to contribute to the network, our main goal is to make it easy for users to run a node, as I said before, by providing a plug and play image. And it just boots, does the installation and reboots. And the next boot, you have get syncing in the background. So all you have to do is to flash a micro SD, put it on, power on the device, and that's all. You need just to wait for the installation to finish, and you're already running an Ethereum node. So what does the image include? Well, we have an installation script that runs once and at the first boot, and performs all necessary system tasks. Change the host name, formats the USB disk, mount it as home, creates an Ethereum user in order to run the Ethereum software later, handles the RAM and swap memory, and install all Ethereum software that it's packaged in Debian package. Okay. We include pretty much all clients available, both for ETH1 and ETH2. We include Geth, Open Ethereum, Nethermind, ESU, and Ethereum for ETH1, and Prysm, Lighthouse, Nimbus, and Teku. All clients have the same structure, so you can configure them by editing a file in the same directory, which is etc Ethereum. All clients run under a systemd service, so this is convenient because systemd watches the process and restart it if something goes wrong, and you have journal logs, and it's running in the background. So yeah, it's convenient to make it to have it like this way. And this is what we provide, what the image does. So I would say that we can switch to not to stake. That is the interesting stuff here. First of all, more than 1 year ago, maybe in summer of 2020, it wasn't very clear that we would be able to stake on these kinds of devices. But we soon realized, participating in Medalla and other testnets, that a modern Raspberry Pi with 4 gigabytes of RAM could work with and could run a beacon chain and a validator. And well, this wasn't a coincidence. Because the system was designed like this. I remember a tweet from Justin Drake, I think in 2019, that they expected that a Raspberry Pi could handle a validator with no problem, and it turns it's real. I mean, it turns reality. So, but what we wanted to do is going a little further, and we want to run an ETH node, an ETH1 node, and an ETH2 nodes in the same device. And yeah, what we find out that it is possible. It really worked well, and yeah, it worked. I mean, we've been staking on a Raspberry Pi 4 with 8 gigabytes of RAM from day 0. We use Prysm, Lighthouse, and Nimbus. Actually, we have now 3 validators, 2 using Lighthouse and 1 Nimbus, in 2 devices, in 2 Raspberry Pis, and both of them are running a local get node. So yeah, it's running great. So the overall experience, it's nice. I mean, with 1 validator, we've been pretty much 1 year validating, and it's been online, I would say 99.9% of all the time. So it has been running great. Yeah, we had some misattestation problem with Nimbus that turned out that it was our fault. And the team helped us in the Discord channel to locate the problem, and we fixed it very quickly. So yeah, it was very easy, and other than that, I think that I'm recalling now, we had a couple of blackouts, normal stuff. One of our microSD died, but other than that, it was very smooth. So yeah.
That's really awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Super exciting because Raspberry Pis are like relatively cheap hardware to be able to buy and to be able to spin up a node is like super exciting. Do you know about how many users you guys have that are running on mainnet? I know it's probably hard to tell statistics, but maybe from like support, do you know approximately how many?
No.
Cool, no worries at all. But that's super exciting to hear, about your journey and how things are going.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, it's been pretty much a year, and I would say that it went very, very well. Much better than we expected because, this is what we find out is that these devices are very, very reliable, because the setup is quite a standard. I mean, they are not even overclocked. They are running with a fan and a heatsink. It's pretty standard. I mean, yeah, we took it, some RAM improvements with swap but normal stuff. I mean, there's no magic here. It's been running by itself, and yeah, we have notifications with misattestations and nothing special. Yeah. I would like to. Well, I would like to show you the validator, if I may. Let me show you the screen.
Yeah, that sounds great.
So here it is. Can you see it?
Yep, I can. For those not familiar, go ahead and just click the live button that's next to Diego's name, and you can click watch stream, and you can see his screen.
Okay, let's wait. So I'm going to show you a couple of things here. First, the process of this one is running Nimbus. So you can see Geth is pretty standard. I mean, it's exporting WebSockets because Nimbus needs WebSockets, and that's all. I mean, well, a couple of ports and metrics. You can see the beacon node that it's taking Geth as local Geth as everyone provider. It's the same IP. I think I should. I could put localhost here, but well, it's the same. Let's see. Let's see. Nimbus doing. Nimbus running. How long to the next station? Minutes. Okay, as you can see, it's running great as a testing. I don't know if you can see highlight text.
Awesome, yeah.
No.
This looks great.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is Nimbus.eth. It's running. As you can see, it's running fine. What I said before, I mean, it's just focus on running Ethereum 1 and Ethereum 2 nodes. It's just that. You can see here. These are the main load for the Raspberry Pi, and it works great. You can see here Prometheus. We can see here dashboards. This dashboard I include in the image. You just need to go to your Raspberry Pi IP and in the port 3000 and just log in. It's all in our documentation. We can see. We can see Nimbus dashboard. The last 24 hours. Here.
Very cool. And can you just tell me about your setup again? So you have a
Sorry?
Can you just tell me about your hardware setup again?
Sure.
Raspberry Pi, which model, and like how big of an SSD do you have attached to it?
Yeah, it's Raspberry Pi with 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's a standard. We have a cool kit that includes it's a normal kit. I mean, there are thousands of them. It's a fan and a heatsink because I don't know if I can show you. I don't recall the command.
No worries. I'm just trying to get an idea of like how much effort it would take to put together a rig like this, and maybe how much it would cost.
Let's see how much it will cost. I think it should cost about $250, more or less, because it includes a 1 terabyte SSD. I think this is a Crucial MX500, and with an USB case. The USB case, again, there are a lot of them, maybe $10, $15. You can easily go for an USB disk, like a Crucial X6, X7, or a portable Samsung T5, T67. But yeah, that's all that it includes. I mean, it's pretty normal. You can see here in our documentation, what you need, and it's pretty much what I'm describing. I mean,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's the same. I mean.
Great. So this is really exciting. So we posted the link to this, I believe, in the chat. Now, if somebody was passionate about developing on ARM, like, are you looking for contributors to help build more features for Ethereum on ARM?
Sure. We are open to contributions, and sure, of course, absolutely.
Awesome. Yep. And so how can people get in touch with you?
We have our Twitter, or we can, maybe opening. We want to announce our Discord channel, and we wait for this call. I will paste the link in the Stakehouse Discord if it's okay for you.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And so we can, help users more conveniently there, because GitHub is great and issues are fantastic, but for talking and more in a more convenient way, and help people and users to set up their devices, it's better. It's better on Discord. So yeah, we will send our link there, and yeah, anybody can contact us.
I've got a question from a user on YouTube. He's asking, he noticed that you're from Spain, and he'd like to know about any crypto community or any Ethereum related events in Spain, if you know any.
I know that last year, or maybe 2 years ago, because last year was very complicated. I think it was Ethereum Barcelona, maybe. I don't recall exactly, but yeah, in Madrid or Barcelona, there was an event, and I think that exists something like Madrid Ethereum or something like that. I didn't contact or talk with them, but I think they exist. Yeah.
Awesome, thanks.
Sure. What else? Okay, for finishing, I would like to give some advices if you want to stake not only on ARM devices. I mean, staking in general. based on our experience these 11 months. For the first rule is it is okay to be offline. I mean, there's no big deal. Even if you are 1 week offline, think about on annual basis. I mean, if you are 1 week online and you are the rest of the year online, offline and online, there's no problem. I mean, the system is designed precisely for this. So don't get obsessed with being online. Don't try complex setups or automation tools to be more online, because this can lead you to unslashing events, and it's better to be offline 1 day, 2 days, 1 week that getting slashed. So don't get obsessed with that. You can configure a spare device with a synced client in case some problem arises. But again, even with don't do that. I mean, I think that the most time offline, I think it was like one day maybe. I mean, maybe, and it's okay. So don't get so obsessed with that. Run a minority client if possible. This is very important for the health of the network, for the reliability of the network. I think that it's more convenient if something happens to the network. I mean, if everybody's running the same client and something happens, the penalties are much more elevated. So it's good for the network and for you, talking about rewards, to run a minority client. And last one, don't hesitate to ask for info or for help. I mean, we run into problems with one client asking Discord, and the teams are very friendly and helpful, and they fix the issue very quickly. And so even if you think that your question is dumb, I'm sure it's not. So don't hesitate to ask, because it's important both for you and for the clients. And I think so. I think I'm done.
Those are all great pieces of advice that I wholeheartedly agree with. So thanks for bringing those up, and great presentation. Thanks for sharing. It's exciting to see the work that you guys are doing.
Thank you for inviting us and well, for this.
Awesome, thanks. It looks like you're still sharing your screen, just so you know, so you can
Yep.
look out of that. And yeah, thanks again for coming.
And make sure to share your Discord link. I think you mentioned that you wanted to invite people to join there. Make sure to share it, and I'll make sure to share it in the.
Yeah, I'll share it in your in Stakehouse.
Awesome.
In the Stakehouse Discord. Thank you.
Perfect. Sounds great. So now, why actually don't I hand it off to Rémy to talk about the POAP for today's call?
Yeah, as usual, we have a POAP for today's community call. If you're
this POAP is exceptionally beautiful, by the way. Rémy did some wizardry, and also our designer 1559 did a great job. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Rémy and him.
So if you're on YouTube, you'll see the actual POAP showing live. But in order to claim your POAP, you'll have to fill out a simple form that I've linked in the Stakehouse channel. So make sure to go to that link. The link is also shown on the YouTube live, and I'll paste it in the chat as well, like someone just mentioned. And then you'll have to answer a simple question. Make sure to answer it honestly, and eventually we'll publish another public URL for people to claim the POAP with your address. So first step is filling out the form, and then we'll publish the claiming URL from where you'll be able to claim your POAP. So that's pretty much it for the POAP distribution. I had another quick announcement regarding FWizard. So if you don't know, FWizard is a simple CLI tool to install and configure a validator setup on your machine. So there was a new release this week. Nothing special, a simple release that adds checkpoint sync from Lighthouse. So if you're using FWizard on Ubuntu, you'll be able to do the checkpoint sync, which is like a feature that makes it very easy to sync in like 2 minutes or something like. So you can sync your beacon node much faster. So that's pretty much it for the POAP distribution and FWizard from me.
Nice. Yeah, the checkpoint sync is an awesome feature that really helps you get synced for your beacon node very quickly, and it can help with things like client switching and things. So it's cool to see FWizard incorporate that. Cool. So that's just about everything that we had on the primary agenda. I guess I want to open it up now to anybody who either wants to share a project they're working on or share some ideas or ask any questions. If you'd like to speak up, shoot a DM to Buddha and he can unmute you. So I'll just leave it open for a little bit to see if anybody wants to mention anything.
I had an additional question from Dead Polaroid while I'm at it. Maybe someone else will want to speak, but he had a question for James from Prysm. He wanted to know. Let me just go back to his question. He wanted to know what will happen to the current password, and if it's no longer going to be needed. So I know James answered in Discord. Maybe he can just repeat his answer here.
Yep, I can answer that. So we're going to have documents published along with the announcements, but you will no longer need your web UI password. So part of this whole initiative is there's too many passwords related to Prysm. Right now you have to remember 3 of them, right? So you have your web UI password, then you have your Prysm wallet password, then you have your key store password. So as we're trying to improve this user experience, we just wanted to get rid of one of them completely. So you will no longer need your web UI password with this release. What ends up happening is when you do your validator command --web, it will print out a URL with the token inside. When you copy that into your browser, it will store that token in your local storage and sort of persist there until you choose to either clear your browser cache or sort of restart the validator with a new token. We're introducing a new command to refresh the token. But that's for users that are just using Prysm as is. For like DApp node users and Avado users, they will just see the website appear without them needing to enter their web password. So we've sort of coordinated with the with those teams to make sure that they make the appropriate updates that their backend code can just handle doing the token stuff for you.
Awesome.
I hope that answered it.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for the explanation. looks like that might be it for today. So yeah, thanks for everybody coming out. It was a great call. Exciting updates on the API standard. It was great to hear from Diego on Ethereum on ARM. And we appreciate any additional feedback on the Wagyu KeyGen tool. We'll keep you posted as that gets ready for mainnet release. And we will see you back here in 2 weeks. That's probably November 24th, maybe, at 3 p.m. UTC. And looking forward to it.
All right, thanks. Thanks, everyone.
Sorry, my headphones disconnected there for a second. Yeah, thanks, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.